Guys who did something stupid for a girl, what did you do? She crashed her bike going down a paved road, so I did the same to impress her, or to make her feel better. I really don't know my reasoning. She landed in the ditch. I did not. Not me, but back in middle school a friend of mine made a graffito on the wall of a girl's house, in the middle of the night, saying he loved her. He misspelled her name. Enrolled in the same uni, she stopped talking to me 2 weeks later. The best advice my father ever gave me when I was choosing colleges: do not go to the same college your girlfriend goes to just to be with her. When I was 20, I was dating a girl my own age and was absolutely in love with her, for a while. For Valentine's Day, I brought home a large sheet of cardboard from work and cut it into a giant heart. I bought a red sweatshirt and some various paints, and made my most embarrassing outfits to date. I painted the giant heart red and cut out an oval in the middle. I wrote on the heart, "Will you be my," then wrote Valentine on the shirt. I painted my face red, stuck it through the hole in the cardboard, and then showed up at her job to surprise her. Fortunately, she thought it was cute. So did her gay co-worker. I got on my bicycle and rode 18 miles to see my GF. My girlfriend lived 28 miles away. If you haven't done the math yet, my tire popped at 18 miles. So you're the guy in the "my parents errand home" meme. This girl called me up and said, "Come over, there's nobody home." I went over, there was nobody home. Rodney Dangerfield. Traveled an hour and a half multiple times a week to go see her. She never did the same for me and she eventually ghosted me. It was probably one of the most pathetic and cringy times in my life, but I learned a lot from it. Edit. It's crazy how many replies and DMs I'm getting from both men and women that have experienced almost the exact same thing. Best advice I have for anyone going through this is never go the extra mile for someone who doesn't or wouldn't do the same for you. It's never worth it. Did it yesterday, after her telling me she doesn't know what she wants, and that she doesn't think she wants a relationship right now. I left flowers on her doorstep with a card thanking her for the fun times we've had. Yeah. As I stated above, when it comes to dating, anything but yes is a no. Reminds me of people trying to tell me back in the day that the worst someone can say is no. Sure it is. I had a friend tell me she really liked me and was interested in me, yet she would ghost me all the time, tell people I was thirsty but then tell me they wanted me to show more interest, and just contradict herself all the time. I'd rather just a flat out no. This girl I really liked ages ago didn't really know who I was. I gave her a Wii for her birthday and it was probably the creepiest thing ever to her. I thought it was a surefire way to win her heart, get married and all that Disney crap. 15-year-old me was stupid. Man, at 15 I didn't even have enough money to buy a Wii for myself. Narrator, it wasn't his Wii. A girl was leading me on, but also being obvious about it. I was stupidly believing I could change her ways and get her to actually date me. She had revealed she always wanted a giant teddy bear. So for her birthday Valentine's Day I bought a giant bear costume from Amazon and like 90 roses. The idea was one for every day I had known her. Creepy and cringy AF looking back. Anyhow, she called me drunk the night before and screamed mean crap at me, and I finally broke down and told myself she was a crappy person, because she always was terrible to me, and I let myself think I could change that, because I was desperate to not be alone. In the end, I created a sign that said "Free bear hugs and roses for Valentine's," and wore the bear suit onto our college campus on Valentine's Day to give away all the roses. It made so many people happy that it was one of the best things I've ever done. So many hugs and girls were crying because they didn't have to feel so alone on a crappy commercialized holiday. It was cool. Plus the football players all took a flower and hugged me, which was surprisingly wholesome. Grew my hair long because she asked me to. She stopped going out with me. I kept growing it, and wasn't successful with women until I got it cut. Similar, but no consequences for me. My high school girlfriend got it into her head that I'd look good with my hair dyed her black. My friend, who had a crush on her, latched onto the idea and decided he wanted to do it too. We planned to do it over the weekend. My girlfriend and I never got around to it. Come back Monday, he had done it, loves it, showing it off. Bell rings, we head to class. He splits off, and she grabs me by the arm. Anywho, he looks ridiculous. This is a bad idea. We are not dyeing your hair. Back in elementary school, a girl asked me to be her bodyguard. I said yes and got beat up the next break by 5 boys. Getting up from the bleachers to play PE dodgeball, I tried to pull my sweatpants off while yelling "let's do this." Ended up yanking off everything, boxes and all. Power move. He was always prepared. In high school, I saw a girl I liked walking with her friend. My genius brain decided I needed to impress her, so I decided skipping backwards and saying some quip would make me noticeable for sure. I started skipping backwards and said better get to class. I attempted to turn around while skipping and almost face planted but caught myself. I sped walk to class and never spoke to her again. It's crazy to think how if you hadn't flubbed the turnaround, you'd be married now. I let another kid punch me in the face. It worked. Edit. Anyways, a lot of people were asking for context, so I'll give a short version. This kid was trying to impress this girl by trying to start a fight with someone. I know this girl didn't like violence, so I told him that he could punch me in the face but make it look real. The girl saw it and immediately started yelling at him, then came to see if I was okay, and I spent the rest of the day talking to her and feeling like an absolute genius. Edit 2. We were like 9 years old. Dude I knew. His GF of 3 months breaks up with him before study abroad. He says they can do long distance. She says she wants to enjoy her time and doesn't want to date. She goes to Europe. He empties his bank account to buy a ticket to Europe. He shows up at her apartment. She had given out her address to get care packages from friends' family. She is shocked and freaked out to find him sitting by her front door. She flips out on him and tells him that he cannot stay with her. He had already emptied his bank account, so he spent the next week and a half trying to find places to sleep and finally just staying in the airport until his flight. Things that seem romantic in the movies are not in real life. Knew another dude that drove 14 hours to see his college GF of 2 months at her family's house in New Orleans over fall break. She didn't invite him and he thought she was rude for being upset since he drove so far to see her for the weekend. Her family was freaked out since she was a freshman and had a dude follow her for a 4-day weekend. In high school, this girl who I was close friends with, but also had a not so secret crush on, told me once how she really loved those huge 7-foot tall teddy bears. So I told her one day I'd buy her one and she laughed, writing it off as a joke. Fast forward like 3 years later when we're going to the same local college and reconnected after slowly drifting apart after high school. She tells me one day that she's sick, so I do the only logical thing. Drive to Costco after class, drop $200 on that huge teddy bear, stuff it into the back seat of my tiny Honda Civic, drive incredibly dangerously since the bear is taking up my entire rear window, then show up at her front door. She says it feels too weird and romantic given our past, me having that not so secret crush back in high school and her having to tell me multiple times that we're better off as friends. So I do the whole drive back and return the bear. High school, I had a good job where I could work 40 hours a week and go to school, so I had a stupid amount of money and parents who for some reason didn't pay any attention to what I was doing with it. As a senior, I was dating a sophomore, and her mom told her it's not your prom, so I'm not paying for a dress and everything. I ended up spending well over $1,500 on dress, and hair, and makeup, and shoes, and manicure, and a photo shoot, and a custom made blue topaz pendant with a massive stone I handpicked to perfectly match the dress she would be wearing. Last time I saw that stone, it was on a chain around her best friend's neck after we broke up. When I was 16, I wanted to buy my girlfriend a ring for her birthday. I had been working and saved up. My plan was to get a silver ring with her birthstone and pay around $600, $700. I go to a jewelry store at the local mall and discover it is going out of business soon and had 70% off diamond rings. What an amazing deal, I thought. Why not get a diamond for the same price? Fast forward to her birthday party, and she's opening her gifts in front of her entire family and friends. She opens mine and immediately lights up and puts the diamond ring on her ring finger. The room gasped and I nearly passed out. I realized immediately what I had done. I had bought an engagement ring. I thought her dad was gonna kill me right there. But after telling them what happened and a lot of convincing, they finally realized how funny it was. I exchanged the ring the next day. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos and don't forget to like the video if you've enjoyed it.